Out of my past experiences came a philosophy of education. To some extent it was practical, to some extent it was theory. A lot of reading, a lot of looking into past experiences of other people starting alternative forms of schools. If I have any values at all, is that I trust kids.
Not decisions, but a lot of the things should be brought up so you can clarify things and say to the general meeting, what do you think? Well, this is what we've got. Now, has anyone got any objections?
If you think that we take your child from your environment and try to mould them into what you want them to be, we can't do that. Because education itself, in its purest sense, means to draw out. To draw out from a youngster their potential, not to put in.
Can we take a vote on whether the piano is going to be moved?
And then if it is, and if it's voted...
Yoga is a way of becoming fit without a great deal of effort. It's a way of relaxing. It's a way of developing concentration easily and happily. With yoga, you relax the muscles and then stretch them. And of course, if the muscles are relaxed, you can stretch them quite a long distance.
I think a person needs to still be a kid the rest of their lives in relationship to play. We seem to say that a kid don't play, particularly at adolescence. Grow up, act your age, don't be childish. I think we don't treasure it at all. It becomes something that's a nasty term. You're not an adult if you act like that. And quite a few of staff are here until 6, sometimes 7 o'clock. And sometimes quite early in the morning, sometimes weekends, etc. But the responsibility angle is a peculiar one, and I think we've said this last year, and we bring it up again, that if something goes wrong here, the responsibility is the staff member involved, and if there's no staff member involved in a specific area, I'm responsible. Now, I can't take that sort of responsibility. I'm finding it very difficult to cope with the whole politicalisation of a school like this. And the trust situation, that when we leave it open as much as possible, okay, we're getting the ideas of what's happening with it when we are trusting kids and letting them grow naturally, so-called, that we're getting problems of freedom and licence, and we're finding difficulties occurring.
You know, I really think it is a matter of a few kids really adjusting to what we're always talking about, the difference between freedom and licence. And I think it's up to the rest of the school to scream about it until they realise where the limits lie. Walk into a room where people have done writing on the wall, the kids involved are feeling rather flamboyant and bouncy. See somebody that gave cheek to them this morning having written something, and they write something in response, you know? I don't think people really realise how destructive they're being.
You will see the whole school is pretty well based on not exceptions, but dealing individually with cases of kids. This is where the philosophy of the school comes into conflict with our responsibility there.
Yeah, but there are sometimes when the individuals in the school decide that they can't afford to have all that the freedom that they would like to give individuals, and therefore they have to we make concessions and we make some policies and say some kids are going to have to suffer in that situation, like other kids will suffer in another situation where there have to be policies made.